Maite Makgato, 26 years old. I come all the way from the beautiful province Limpopo in a small village called Khamotiba in Polokwane. Well, I consider myself to be blessed because I still have both my parents and both of them are in good health. And God also blessed me with 3 sisters, which is 2 elder sisters and 1 little sister. So we don't have a brother, and that's okay. I believe that it's part of God's plans. It's something very close to my heart that I would love to share with you guys, and it's kind of emotional to me, but one way or the other, it's something that I have to talk about because I can't keep hiding and crying about it forever. So at the age of 19, I had a son who I gave birth to when I was 6 months pregnant. So what happened is I ended up losing him through death, and he was 10 months when he passed. Well, that really shut me down. I'm not gonna lie, that really shut me down, and even today I still cry about it. I still have a lot of questions on it, but I have learned to continue with my life. You know, 2015, after he passed, my life just stopped. I didn't do anything the whole year, the whole 2015. I was just a zombie sitting there doing nothing, crying every day, feeling sorry for myself, expecting people to give me pity parties and all that. And my sister came to me and said, Maite, you are still young. You are very young to be in the state that you are in, to cry every day, and you're going to end up doing things that you're not supposed to do. She told me, you know what? You still have a chance to live, and you can still have a chance to have another baby. So it's up to you. Are you going to sit there and cry, or are you going to stand up and fight for your life? Because number one, what happened is beyond your control. There is nothing you can do to change it. So I said, okay, so because this thing is beyond my control, which is very real, it's beyond my control, and there's nothing I can do to change the situation. The only thing that I can do is to change how I feel at this moment. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna get up and dust myself and continue with my life. And everything turned out very nicely. Everything, like most of the things that I have achieved, they actually happened right after I dusted myself and moved on with my life. You know, sometimes when people tell you, no, let go, just let it go, we feel like they don't understand the situations. Yes, sometimes they don't understand the situation, but in all honesty, we can't just keep crying about things. It's very important to move on with your life. I don't know what you might be going through. I don't know what caused pain in your life. I don't know what area of your life is actually making you to feel like you can't live this life anymore. But I can guarantee you, if it's beyond your control, you need to let it go. Well, if it's something that you can control, for example, you're struggling to pass at school, then you know you need to put more effort on your studies, which can improve if you do that. But if you lose someone through death, then there's nothing you can do to change the situation. All you need to do is to accept that it happened and move on with your life. Well, we don't forget those people though, but life goes on anyway. You know, people usually say we only live once, YOLO this, YOLO that. Well, I differ. I choose to differ because I believe that we live every day, but we only die once. Every morning you have a chance to wake up and fix whatever that you were not able to do previous day. So we live every day. So for as long as you are breathing, then you have a chance to do something great with your life. So don't ever let what happened to you disturb you. You can be better. You still have a chance as long as you're alive. So I'm often asked questions, who is Maite, what does she do, and so forth. So I'm just going to touch on a few things that I do because I have so many things that I'm currently doing, and I'm not able to touch on everything because some of these projects that I'm working on have to stay private until nako ya go release e fitlha. So number one, I'm working for a debt collection company. I work as a development manager. Well, I started in 2016 as a debt collector, and I got a promotion in 2017 to be a supervisor. Then in 2019 I was promoted to development manager. Then I had to relocate from Potchefstroom to Gauteng because I had to come this side to work for the 3 branches that are located in Gauteng. And yes, it has been a great journey for me. It has been really amazing because throughout the years of me working for a debt collection company, I learned it's very important to manage your finances, because if you're just gonna go out opening accounts and not paying them, it can actually be bad for your name. It can actually affect your credit record, and it can also build a bad credit profile for you, which is going to affect you in the future should you want to apply for credit, should you want to buy a house or a car, and so forth. So what I have learned from working for this company, I have to be able to manage my finances in a way that it won't mess up my name for future purposes. And secondly, I am a pageant director. I'm a former beauty queen, and I am a pageant coach. So I started doing beauty pageants. I started competing in beauty pageants in 2010. I was doing my grade 9 at Mountain View Senior Secondary School. Well, I didn't grow up liking taba ya gore ke be in the beauty pageant industry, or I ever had a wish ya gore nka ba a model. So what happened is a friend of mine who liked modeling so much, Lena la gagwe ke Emily, came to me and said, "My friend, you are very beautiful, you have a nice body, so why don't you just join me? Let's do this thing." So at the beginning I was really scared and a little bit shy because I underestimated myself in a way, or I would say I didn't really have that much faith in myself. I didn't believe that I could be able to walk on stage, answer all those questions, and end up taking the crown. So you know what? I decided I'm gonna give it a chance. I'm gonna take my chance and see how it goes. And I did my first pageant, go Mamutintani. It was Miss Fairy Tale, I remember. I didn't make it to the top 5. Second pageant I competed go Skolong. It was Miss Mountain View. I remember I made it to the top 5, but I couldn't win, or I couldn't place in the top 3 because I didn't understand the question that was asked. And that actually made me realize beauty pageants are not just about beauty, because I had the looks, but then when I had to give them the braids, it didn't work out. So from that day I told myself, you know what, I have what it takes, so I just need to practice English. I should be able to speak with people. I should be able to answer questions. That's when I decided, oh, you know what, I'm gonna start reading books. And when I say reading books, I don't mean just going through a book like this. I had to practice reading out loud. Why? Because sometimes it looks easy when you just go through a book like this. You would think, oh, no, I can pronounce the words and so forth, until you have to say it out loud. So it was not an easy journey for me to practice public speaking and so forth, but at the end it paid out. So I tried my third pageant. I went back to Mamutintani, and I remember it was Miss Mamutintani this time around. And the scary part was I was doing my grade 9, and I had to go compete with people who are actually in varsity. The scary part was, okay, I have been struggling to answer questions. Koskolong, am I going to be able to answer the questions that they'll be asking here, because I'll be competing with people who are in varsity? So I went and I told myself, you know what, I have nothing to lose. Re ne re patela 30 rand to compete back in the days. So Gary, you know what, I'm gonna take my chance. And this time around, I'm not gonna wear any weaves. So I went with my short hair. So when I got there, everyone was like, are you sure that you're gonna compete with Letoadi and so on? Yes, absolutely. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. So we went on stage. I made it to the top 5, and by God's grace, that night I was crowned queen. That was my first ever title and the beginning of beautiful things, because after that day, every competition that I went to, I was placing in the top 3. If I'm not queen, I'm first or second princess. Queen, first, second princess. And it was an amazing journey. So yes, that's just about it when it comes to beauty pageants. So after that, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna start my own beauty pageants. I'm gonna start organizing my own beauty pageants, because I realized there was a very huge gap between the models who had an opportunity to go to modeling schools and models like me who were just teaching themselves everything. So I'm gonna do my own pageants and teach these models how to walk, how to answer questions, and so on. And the first competition that I organized was Face of Polokwane, which has grown over the years. And I also have Limpopo Model of the Year. So both this competition are meant to help models to be prepared for bigger competitions. And I am also a fitness model, a personal trainer, a nutritionist, and a sports psychologist. And I will just explain to you how it all came about. So 2014, I got pregnant. I was 19 years old. So I was a very skinny person, and I had this mentality where, you know what, if you're skinny, then automatically it means you are healthy. Then there's no need for you to eat properly or anything. So chances of you getting sick are very slim, because you have a nice body. So I got pregnant, and I gave birth when I was 6 months pregnant, and they told me that's because the baby was too big for my weight. I was weighing 39 kg, 39, 38 kg. So they told me the baby that I'm carrying was too big. That's why he came before time. And that's when my eyes actually opened to realize, it means I need to do something to fix the problem that I have, because if I keep on like that, then it means I'm gonna continue having problems in the future. So another thing that happened was I got heartbroken along the way, and considering the problem that I had, I'm underweight, and also considering I'm heartbroken, I decided I'm gonna start going to the gym, because a friend of mine told me I can actually gain weight from gym. So let me go and see how it works. I went there to relieve the pain as well as to gain weight, and through the process of me healing, I saw my body transforming into something very beautiful. I was surprised. Do we really have things like this? Is this even possible? So body yaka ya transformer. I was healing. I was just happy. So someone saw me lift a heavy weight. This guy came to me and said, we have a powerlifting competition coming this weekend. Don't you want to come and compete? I've never heard of powerlifting before. I don't even know what that is. So he said, basically what you need to do is to just lift the weights, the exact way that you are doing now. That's what's going to be expected from you. Gary, you know what? Because I've never done it, I need you to guide me through the process. He was there for me. He showed me what's going to be expected and so forth. That's when I started doing my competitions, and I was winning the competitions. I was winning my powerlifting competitions. Everything was going well, and I ended up falling in love with being in the fitness industry. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna switch from powerlifting to fitness modeling, because it's more similar to beauty pageants, because I have experience with walking on stage, smiling, looking beautiful and all that. So let me just shift from this side to the other side. I shifted. We started to compete in bikini competitions, and it's going well so far. And I've competed go World Cup. I've competed for provincial. I've competed for nationals, and yes, it's just a beautiful process. Then during this time of me competing, looking beautiful, having a nice body, I had people coming to me, Maite, we would love to have a body like yours. We would love to look beautiful like you. Can you train us? Can you please just show us how to do the exercises? Well, I was doing that, and I would just train people for free, and it was going well. People were seeing results, which made me realize, you know what, I can actually turn this passion that I have for fitness into a career. That's when I decided to join Trifocus Fitness Academy, and I did a personal training diploma. I also did nutrition and sports psychology. That's when I started practicing professionally, and I registered my fitness company, which is Maite Fitness, and it's doing very well. And I will be launching something very soon, but you will know about it. So I'm not gonna say anything for now, but just be on the lookout for something from Maite Fitness. And with that being said, yes, that's how I ended up in the fitness industry, and it's playing a big role in my life, because now I'm also given a chance to have a show, Yeah Fitness, on Radio 2000 every Tuesday, which is something that I never thought would really happen to me. So yes, the challenges that I face, it's really not easy. Okay, so what happens is, and I don't always have makeup on. And when I say makeup, I'm just talking about my mascara and that. I don't really like so what happens is, when I walk on the streets, people will be like, are you gay or are you lesbian? And I'm like, why are you saying that? They say your body, your voice, and chiskobo, what's going on? So the challenges that I face is, I always have to explain my gender to people. No, I'm a woman, I'm not what you think I am. And the bullying that I come across on social media is just not, it was painful, but it ended up being funny, because I realized, if I'm gonna take everything to the heart, then so I saw this other post, someone postile aba, is she him or her? Is she him or her? And I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna comment on this, because if I do, then I'm gonna start opening up for people to start pouring more comments on the post that the other person posted. I just went in, okay, like, and then I passed. And people keep saying things like that. Others call me Rambo, others call me Swasnega. I'm okay. It's a fine. It's a path that I chose for myself, and I'm happy with it. So yes, it's not easy. I always have to explain my gender. I always have to explain why I'm doing fitness, because people don't understand. They would say, you have a nice body, why do you even go to the gym? So they don't understand that I attained the body that I have through the gym. It's not something that I was born with. But yes, that's just me and my fitness journey. And I am also a social media manager. Well, the main reason I decided to do social media management is because I realized, Hore, in the days that we are living in, people are always on their phones. People don't watch TV anymore. People don't read newspapers anymore. People don't listen to the radio. Like these days, if you want news, someone would just go on Twitter and they would just get the news. Someone would just go on Facebook and they would just get the news. Someone would just go on Instagram. You can name all those social media channels. So I realized what social media is here to stay, and why not join the party? So I decided to do social media management, and there are a few companies that I'm handling the social media pages Jabona, and the companies are doing very well. So yes, if you need a social media manager, this girl is here for you. So yes, that's just about it when it comes to social media management. And yes, that's me. So, throughout my journey of being in the pageant industry as well as being in the fitness industry, there are things that I had to learn and there are things that I had to unlearn. So, I will start on the pageant side and end with the fitness side. So, as a beauty pageant organizer or as a pageant model, you need to be someone who people can look up to. You need to be someone who is dignified. Number one, I was one person who I didn't care what I post on social media. I would just post anything and I would just attack people for no reason on social media and not even feel guilty about it. But as soon as I started being a pageant model and becoming the pageant director, I had to be very careful of what I say on social media because there are people looking up to me. So whatever I say can actually change someone's life in a bad way or in a good way. So I had to be very careful on what I post on social media. And another thing that is important is I had to be able to communicate with people. So I was one person I wouldn't want to repeat one thing over and over again. So when I started being a pageant coach, I had to learn to be patient with models. You'll get someone who asks you one thing over and over again. Number one, you would send a form, an entry form. This person won't go through the form, but they will keep asking you questions that are there on the form. So sometimes I would be like, did you go through the form? Why are you asking me things that are on the form? But I realized, well, you know what? You're going to have to be very patient with these people. Teach them how to do the right thing instead of shouting them. So it was not so easy, and I believe there's always room for improvement, and I have seen myself become a leader. I have seen myself become a better person through the process in the pageant industry. And when it comes to fitness, yo, there is a lot that I had to unlearn. One, I'm a pedi girl, and if you know we eat pap Monday to Friday, Monday to Sunday, or even breakfast, lunch, and supper. But that's just how it is, and we don't see anything wrong with it. So I had to unlearn to eat like that. I had to change my eating habits, which was absolutely not easy, and it's still not easy because you get tempted, especially if you stay with people by long haul, they eat those things. I would open the fridge and just see those yummy things, but I had to learn to be disciplined. I had to learn to focus. I had to learn consistency. I also had to learn how it's okay. It's very okay to get the results that you desire within the correct amount of time. When I started, I had this mentality where no, if I go to the gym and lift heavy weights and gym for 5 hours, then I'm going to have a nice body, only to find that that's not how it works. Your body also needs some time to rest. So going to the gym Monday to Friday and overworking the body doesn't really bring results. and you just need to stay consistent and be patient. So I learned that, and it worked. It worked for me, and I really, 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 really appreciate these two industries that I'm in, because they shaped me in a way that people are looking up to me. Like wherever I go, whenever I go to beauty pageants, there's someone there saying, "Hey, I know you from where, I know you, hey," and so forth. I'm looking up to you. And that motivates me to even work out more. That motivates me to stay positive. And when I get to the gym, whichever gym I go to, there's always people recognizing me. There's always people getting excited to see me. Even when I walk in the malls, hey, there she is, that girl, Maite, I know you from somewhere. You know, it's beautiful. It means I am doing something great, and people appreciate that. So the two industries have actually shaped me in a positive way, and they made me a better person. I was a very shy uh, girl. I was a very shy girl. I grew up really shy, and it was never easy for me to stand in front of people and say anything. Even when we had to do this speech, it was a struggle. But now you can put me anywhere, I'll be able to say what I have to say. So yes, but last year during the lockdown, I learned something very important, something that I have always known but taken for granted. Well, I have a job, 8 to 4:30, and it's a good salary job. But when the lockdown happened, it opened my eyes to realize what there's a possibility that one day I can wake up and be jobless, because everything happened so fast. No one could have expected that we would wake up one day and be told that we are not going anywhere. We have to stay in the house for like 30, 60 days. So I was working from home, but the challenge there was the salary didn't decatile, because we were not really making that much profit. So that's when I decided what I'm gonna register my fitness company, Maite Makgato Maite Fitness. I registered the company and I started operating from home. I was doing online trainings, and people were interested because gyms were closed. So they wanted to keep fit, and it was people like me who were able to assist all these people. So with the money that I was making from my personal trainings, I was able to pay my bills. I was able to survive throughout the lockdown periods, which really, really made me notice with the unemployment rate we are facing in the country. It's very important that we have a plan B. It's okay to go to school, don't get me wrong. It's very okay to be educated. That is very important, yes. Though you also need to have a backup. Should you not get a job for the qualification that you have done, what do you have to fall back to? Because now you can't just trust Hori, you're gonna wait for the government to give you a job. If they don't, then what? So it's important to also find your talent. What is it that you can do that can actually help you to make money? And I'm gonna also give an example. These days we have the machine they can do things. For example, we have shops whereby you no longer need a cashier to buy anything. They are just machines there. You can just press and order whatever you need. So where will you fall back to when all these things are introduced? Imagine all the shops in our country having those machines. Then it means we won't need cashiers anymore, we won't need bankers anymore. So it's very important that we start activating our talents. It's time that we start practicing whatever gift that God has given you. I believe that everyone has a gift. We all have gifts. You just need to find your gift and polish it. One thing for sure, Don't try copying other people. Just because you see me succeed in the fitness industry, it doesn't mean you are also going to succeed. Find your purpose. Find that one thing that you are good at and make sure that you polish it and you do it best. So if we can try to capitalize on that, things are going to be easy. We won't have to cry. There won't be a need for us to cry and say the government is not giving us jobs. We can actually become employers. You can become an employer. You can get jobs for people. You are one of those people who can create jobs for people. So instead of sobbing, crying and everything, let's rise, sell something. Ubuleti DJs bu are every family has to start selling, sell something. If you have to sell bags, sell bags. If you have to sell decoder, sell quarters. If you have to do whatever that you feel gore ke talent ya gago. Not everyone is gonna be a teacher. Not everyone is gonna be a lawyer. Not everyone is gonna be successful with being in the banking industry and so forth. Some of us are meant to be entrepreneurs, and you wouldn't know that until you test your potentials. So yes, I believe that we are all capable of good things. I believe that we can all make it in life at some point. So believe in yourself, trust the process, don't ever rush. One thing for sure, God is there. One thing for sure, God's timing is never wrong. God is never too late and He's never too early. So just keep on doing the right things. It's gonna pay off at the end. The word of God says, "Maitapisho a gago e ka se be a lefela." So meaning your work shall not go in vain. Whatever that you are doing, one day you're gonna be rewarded. So just to close on this, I'm just gonna try to give tips on Taraya modeling as well as fitness. So if you are in the pageant industry, just know that when they say beauty and brains, they really mean it, because you can look as pretty as a doll, but if you don't have brains, then it's a problem. Remember now, a beauty queen is a representative of a brand or a country or a province. So if you are going to win Face of Polokwane, which is my pageant, it means you are a representative of Polokwane when you go to other beauty pageants, when you go to other bigger pageants. So you should be able to speak, you should be able to answer questions, you should be able to address people, you should be able to mingle with people, and you should have a good personality. You should be someone who people can feel comfortable talking with. So another thing, it's important to know what's going on in the country. It's important to know what's going on in your hometown. It's important to know what's going on in your province, because you can't say you're gonna represent Limpopo and not know what's going on in your province. So knowledge is power. Start reading books so that you can be able to reason properly. And yes, walk. You can have the walk. Yes, you do need the walk. Make sure you dress properly. It's important to know your body. It's important to know your colors. It's important to know your hairstyles. It's important to know your type of makeup, because not everyone is going to look good with the same outfit, same makeup, same hairstyle. So you need to know yourself. No, okay, nah, I look good when I have this on. I look good with this type of earrings. This is the type of hairstyle that looks good for me, and so forth. And now when it comes to fitness, most important thing is how you eat. You can work out Monday to Sunday, but if you don't change your eating habits, then it's a problem. We have what we call the 80-20 rule. So meaning 80% is from the food that you eat and 20% is from the gym. So meaning if you are not willing to change your eating habits, then there's no way the 20% is going to overpower the 80%. So a nice body is not made at the gym only. It's mainly made in the kitchen. So be careful of the things that you eat. And don't look for quick fixes. Everything that comes, or what should I say, every nice thing takes time. They always say Rome was not built in one day, which is true. It also comes to a nice body. You can't build a nice body in a month unless you are willing to take risky routes. So be very careful and don't starve yourself hoping that you're going to get a flat tummy. Eat, just make sure that you eat healthy foods. And yes, all in all, this was really nice. And if you have anything that you would love to say, or if you have any questions for me, feel free to come to my social media pages, Makgato Maite Fitness, on Instagram, Facebook, Makgato Maite Fitness, as well as Twitter, it's Makgato Maite Fitness. Yay!